like, you don't even
Is her name on
own.
the mortgage?
You said what?
Is her name on the mortgage?
What? Yeah, it's our house together.
Is it a mortgage or a rental payment?
Mine.
Okay, this wondering.
Is it a mortgage or is it a rental payment?
No, it's a mortgage payment.
Who did you take your mortgage with?
What the fuck type of question is that?
What are the last 4 digits of your social security number?
Yeah.
Hello?
This is crazy.
Hello?
Yeah. I'm here, bro.
What is your date of birth?
My date of birth?
Birth.
No, he said date of birth.
I said birth.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just saying he said birth.
Hey guys, be nice, dude. I haven't heard a fire alarm yet.
It's because he's in a truck.
I haven't heard any beats.
Don't they still have fire alarms? Yeah, nah. My birth date is February 23rd,
Woo.
1995.
Damn, you just had a birthday.
Yeah, I just turned 30.
Holy shit, it gets downhill from there, son.
Nothing like turning 30 on the road, brother. No, I was actually at home over the weekend.
Shit.
Well, last week. Nothing like turning 30.
Did your girl bake you a cake or did you buy a cake?
Nah, I actually don't really eat a lot of sweets like that.
What?
We did go out to this restaurant called Texas Day Brazil. I love that place. That place is so good. Oh my god.
What is?
Have you heard of DCO? No. Nah, I ain't never heard of that one.
It's like a Brazilian steakhouse. It's like a
basic
thing.
Huh. Yeah.
We have Fogo de Chao.
Oh yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Uranus.
Area.
You're in the what?
Uranus.
Area.
The Ukraine area?
Uranus.
Come on, man. Be
The
still
DC
alive.
area. Virginia, Maryland, DC area.
The DMV.
DC. Yeah,
Ukraine.
DMV.
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh, okay. Okay, I've been that way before.
Yeah, things have been nuts since the bridge collapsed. I don't know if you have to drive around here, but it fucking sucks.
Really?
Yeah, after the
DEI.
last year.
That bridge collapsed because of DEI. That plane flipped because of DEI.
Hey, man, you need like some riddling or something.
I need some pussy. That's what I need. Some pussy.
More than 100% guarantee that's exactly what you need.
I agree.
Vagina.
You ever fucked a girl and you were like, after you were done and had a heart attack and you was dripping sweat and you were like, come on, baby, let's take a shower. And she's like, nah, I'm good. And you're like, really? You don't want to take a shower? What's wrong with you? She's like, I'm just going to go home and take a shower later. Or maybe tomorrow. And you're like, bitch, you're disgusting. Take a shower.
What the fuck did your auntie teach you?
You ever try to go down and eat a girl's pussy out? And she's like, oh, no. Don't eat that pussy. It's stinky. Not tonight, son.
Hey, has anybody ever made you madder than a drunk stepdad at a family barbecue?
I don't go to family barbecues. We go to restaurants.
No, I was asking him because it sounded like, he's the drunk stepdad that got turned down at a family barbecue.
Well, no reason to go to a family barbecue and not have a fucking Miller High Life. That's what I always say.
Let me ask you this here, bud. Where you from, bud?
I'm from Harvard, New Jersey. I went to Harvard in Boston. I'm a CFO of a Fortune 500 corporation. I live in the suburbs of Boston. My net worth is $36 million. And I come on Clubhouse to troll people, to teach them the truth of the earth.
So where that other transgender bulldagger go? Where she go?
Bussy is currently tending to some business in the Subscribe podcast production.
Who called a Bussy?
Bussy is currently tending to some inside-out wiener business.
Hey, you funny as hell, boy.
Yeah.
Bussy has to keep a full-time job at Starbucks just to keep up his PrEP medication. If it wasn't for Starbucks, he never would have been able to fully transition and achieve his true will of being a tranny. But now he has to milk his prostate through a small hole, which is called his vagina, which is a reconstruction of his penis.
Story time.
I am now going to read to you from the Surgical Handbook for Transitioning Surgeons.
What the fuck?
Oh, you've never actually read how they remove your penis and create a vagina?
Really chop it off?
They just turn it inside out.
I think they just chop it off.
No, they don't. What are you talking about? They like fillet that shit.
Fillet it and then turn it inside out and then stick it back up in you, and then you have to put like things up there to make sure it stays open or something.
So
Dilator, I think they call it.
So what if you got a little dick? So that means you got a little pussy.
Don't they use parts of your colon?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Mount Sinai transgender brochure. It says, "Welcome. We thank you for entrusting your care in gender-affirming surgery with us. We work together as a team. Want to take this opportunity." The doctors' names are Rajveer Purohit, MD, and Miroslav Georgievic, MD. So you're getting your dick cut off by an Indian and a Ukrainian. The Center for Transgender Medicine and Surgery at Mount Sinai.
Hold on, boy. Don't let them white folk hit you really like that.
This is vaginoplasty. What to do and expect before and after surgery. Before your vaginoplasty. The process to getting your vaginoplasty begins when you meet Dr. Purohit and Dr. Jajorvik at your local office, visit or the providers of Center for Transgender Medicine. Meet Marianne Santos, scheduling and speak to Samantha Gonzalez, patient liaison. Surgery days are typically Monday, Tuesday, Fridays, and some Wednesdays. It takes 6 hours from the first meeting until the day of surgery. Ask Sam and Marianne to help you with any challenges. Oh my gosh.
They said your journey begins when what?
The day before your vaginoplasty. Diet. Eat a normal breakfast, light lunch, and clear liquid diet for dinner. Remember, do not eat or drink anything after midnight. Take the magnesium citrate bowel prep at 6 p.m. the night before surgery. This medicine was called into your pharmacy. Use an antibacterial soap such as chlorhexidine and clean your future vagina thoroughly the night before surgery. You can continue to take estradiol and all of your hormones as you would normally take.
Hey, yo, so by them cutting your dick off and turning that motherfucker inside out, what if somebody, gives you mouth-to-mouth resuscitation where they got to blow in your lungs? Does it blow out like a surgical glove or what?
After you're discharged from the hospital, you will be discharged home with vaginal packing and a urinary catheter with a bag attached to drain your bladder. The catheter and the packing will be removed on your first follow-up visit about 1 week after your penis has been removed.
So they give you a piss bag.
Before discharge, the nursing staff will give you a set of vaginal dilators. Please bring this set with you to your first follow-up appointment. You'll be taught how to dilate your new pussy at the time of the office visit. You will be prescribed pain medication to be used as needed. Stool softener, Colace, is recommended after surgery. Vigorous physical activity should be avoided for 8 weeks following the removal of your penis. Until follow-up, you should not sit down directly on your new vagina. This can cause a breakdown in the skin of your new vagina. Standing, ambulating, or lying down are preferred to maintain your new vagina. You can shower once you are at home, but do not rub the incision sites of your new vagina with soap. Do not take a bath or soak the incisions of your new vagina until cleared by Dr. Purohit and Dr. Jajorvik. Visiting nurses are available typical follow-up visits, post-operative dilation information,
Dude, that's
how to
making my
use the
dick hard, bro.
dilations. Make sure dilator is clean. Apply lube to the dilator.
Yeah, no shit.
It hurts my dick right now listening to us.
Okay, this is the final part. It's called douching. You can begin douching your new pussy 2 weeks after surgery. Only use plain water or soapy water to douche. You can purchase a vaginal douche or simply use a squirt bottle. To douche, you will gently insert nozzle into the entry of your new pussy and slowly squeeze the bottle. The solution should flow freely out of your vagina. This should be done while either sitting on the toilet or standing in the shower. You can douche twice a week or more if needed.
Oh man, I'm not gonna be able to get hard for like a week.
After 2 weeks of dilating, increase dilations to 3 times a day. You have a set of 4 dilators: purple, blue, green, and orange. You will begin with the purple dilator and can start moving up in size after 1 month. When you feel comfortable with the current dilator you're using, feel free to try using the next size up in your new pussy. Make sure to keep dilators clean. Wash them with soap and warm water before and after every use on your new pussy. When the Metrogel runs out, you will use over-the-counter water-based lube such as KY jelly. Could you imagine?
This sounds like a lot of work.
It's a lot of care taking care of your new pussy.
Wait, is that like a hollow wall screw? Like they screw it in there and then it just like woof?
Sounds like a full-time job.
What do you
Like,
think?
maybe, how many people you think read that and they're like,
How long do you think you live after you get your new pussy? I bet you that the average lifespan of a new pussy surgery, that person only lives for probably like 6 years after they get their new pussy.
no, Danicus, if they don't do it, they're going to kill themselves. They have to do it.
Could you imagine making that argument? If they don't get their penises removed, they will kill themselves.
It's like that girlfriend that's like, if you break up with me, I'm going to kill myself.
I could actually see that on the news. Mass suicides of transgender people since Trump. Oh my god.
Do you think anybody's ever had a surgery to like make their penis like a micro penis?
To make it a micro penis? I've heard of having penis reduction surgeries, like, you would have a breast reduction surgery or something, but I've never heard of being like, I want a micro penis. I have heard of like split penis or something like that. Like, the people who are into all those piercings.
Body
and shit,
modification,
like,
yeah.
Body modification, they'll like split their tongue, split
Oh,
Gross, dude. Come on.
man.
But I've never heard of a micro penis thing.
Because I was just thinking, like, if you actually cut it at the base and then you like craft, the skin or something, you could like make a bump penis. It would still technically be, right? And if you got a heart on, it would be like a knot, like a tiny little knob or something.
I don't know what would be the purpose of that.
It's body modification, Well, why the fuck does anybody modify anything on their body? It's retarded.
I mean, you could make the argument that if you did split penis, you could do like a shocker type move or something.
Is split penis just at the head, or do they go down into the base, or is it just at the top?
I think you maybe, I don't know if they go all the way down to the base, but like past the head for sure.
Could you imagine getting like the stitches put in, and you're just like,
Jesus.
hold still.
I think
Hold still.
if you get your penis split in half, you're more hardcore. You're like, okay, yeah. You
See,
want to be like kind of a hardcore dude.
a surgeon could never deal. Huh?
I was gonna say that's like halfway through the trans surgery. They're just like, I'm broke.
Yeah. It's like, can we just do a split penis instead?
Let's just do the split.
If it wasn't for anesthesia, these surgeons never would be able to perform these surgeries. Like, imagine if gay people or these trans people had to, they couldn't be sedated. You'd be like,
drink a bottle of whiskey and then lay there or something.
Yeah.
Next to
Like watch your kids getting cut off. Watching your tits getting cut off
When
when
you-
you can't do anything.
When you get an abortion, you know, and they like excise the baby and cut the head and remove the arms and the legs and tear up the torso, like
Your
Turn the light off and light a candle.
no, do they sedate the women? Like do they make them like pass out, or are they awake?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so. I think they're awake for it.
They're awake,
You shouldn't
right?
get to sleep. If you're gonna do that, you should get to sleep through that.
I bet you they do. I bet you anything. They give them the option.
They should have to watch them pull it out.
Oh, what a horrible vision.
Here's the head. Here's the left leg. Here's the right leg. Here's the knee.
This little sucker's a fighter. Crunch.
Can you imagine? You like remove the head and you're like, say bye-bye to your baby. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And then you put it in the bag like a jar. You want to save it for like. Did you ever see the news article about the doctor who wasn't like properly disposing of fetus carcass, and so he stored it in his backyard in oil drums in a storage locker thing, like one of those big shipping containers? They said that there were like 80,000 dead fetuses inside this shipping container in his backyard. You never saw this news article?
Do that? I feel like I thought they got money for like the fetal cells and stuff. Like why are you like? Why are you just burying it in your backyard?
Well, it used to be
Not
copper,
giving up
and now
money.
it's fetuses.
Well, anyways, this guy, I could pull up the news article if you want to see it, but it's just so disgusting that like it's unfathomable.
That's weird.
It is weird. It's very weird.
It's
But
trash, dude.
100,000 children are aborted every single month in the U.S., and $1 billion a month is spent on abortions.
Now, see, I would have a problem with that, but I think they're mostly black babies.
Yeah, but since the COVID-19 vaccine essentially eliminated pregnancy, abortions are down way down. But actually, probably not in the black community, because I bet you the black community has a lower vaccine uptake.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, but they were more susceptible to COVID, so that solves that.
It's just a fucking lie. It's so stupid. That's what Dr. Fauci was saying. I mean, like, they wanted to have social equitable outcomes for those who couldn't get vaxxed or didn't have insurance. It was like, holy shit, that's a fucking big lie.
Did you watch that video of Fauci going into like what city was that?
Philadelphia or something.
Yeah. Philadelphia, trying to convince all the black people to take the vaccine.
Guys like, get the fuck off my stoop. We don't trust your bullshit.
Like, fuck no. I remember the Tuskegee experiments. Get the fuck off my stoop, motherfucker.
He said something after that black guy. He's like, he's that typical Trump MAGA type of guy. We can't let these MAGA people tell us how to do science. It's very dangerous.
That fucking guy. Did he end up getting a pardon? I don't remember.
Yeah, he did.
Biden did give him like a what do they call that? A retroactive pardon or something like that.
I mean, honestly, like, yeah. He's like he's a domestic terrorist, technically. Him and Bill Gates, in my opinion. That's like domestic terrorism, because like it's all a scam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
I'm like a 35-year-old woman who's triple vaxxed, quadruple boosted, and I want to have children now.
We vaccinate your child in 3 weeks. We just reach up on in there, do the tap-roo.
Isn't it crazy how they were like saying vaccines were safe for mothers who are like carrying a child? You know, like,
oh, dude, that was disgusting.
The things they said were so just like made up and just totally insane. It's insane. You know,
it's like they were at a bar and somebody's like, "What about if a lady's pregnant?" Oh yeah, totally. If a lady's pregnant.
And they'll admit now that you shouldn't do it, but back then they were like, "Just do it." Dude, my wife was pregnant back then, 2021. Yeah, and they were just like, "Oh, just get it." We were like, "Fuck no." take don't they even say now, like, don't even get, like, the flu vaccine while you're pregnant? Let me see here. That's a good one now.
I don't think you're really supposed to get anything.
Right.
Like, this is a time to eat
Any
like, for
vaccines, right?
healthy for two. Yeah, and you didn't get the Fauci, right?
No, I quit my job, dude.
Me too. I told them
They were
fuck
like,
you guys.
you have to come back to the office, and also to come back to the office, you have to get vaccinated. I was like, okay, well, bye.
Which is so fucking stupid because you've been working from home. It's like,
Right.
you could, like, what a bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah, it's retarded. It's retarded time.
They fixed a problem that wasn't broke. Now they don't have you at all. Dumbasses.
Yep.
They should have just been like, fine, stay home. This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Well, you know what's funny is, like, a week later, one of my buddies from work texted me, and they were like, hey, they had, like, some company-wide announcement. They were like, they were telling everybody, like, up to, like, you have to come back in January 2022, and you have to be vaccinated, and if you don't do that, then they kind of were like, they didn't say what they would do, but it was kind of like, the implication was, like, you won't get to work here anymore. But then a week after I quit, one of my work buddies texted me. He was like, hey, they just made a company-wide announcement that if you don't get vaccinated, you just keep working from home. I was like,
Oh,
are you
no.
shitting me?
They didn't even call you back.
But I was like, are you shitting me? They were trying to, like, gaslight everybody into getting it. They waited until, like, the very last minute to announce to everyone, like, I guess we'll let you see.
My company in Workday have a spot to upload your vaccine
I
card.
gave them, like, a bunch of shit. I gave them a bunch of shit too. Like, when I was talking to HR and stuff, like, I submitted, like, a request for a religious exemption, and then I asked for, like, all sorts of documentation on stuff and on how they, like, evaluate the exemption requests and this and that and the other thing. And I asked, like, I think I submitted some document like, hey, if I get injured, like, will you cover any sort of healthcare costs or this or the other thing, and they denied that. So I think they started getting nervous, like, people gonna start suing us over this shit or something like that. So eventually they kind of, like, gave up, but it was too late. I moved on. I hated that job anyway. I like the job I have now a lot better.
I did the religious exemption. I just copied some like church letter. No, then they sent me the final ultimatum saying, if you don't send us the vax card and the vax, like, we're terminating you on this date. I was like, here we go. I was like, it's fucking war.
Damn. Yeah, that's what they did to me. They wouldn't even respond. They refused to say whether they approved or denied, like, any sort of exemption. They wouldn't even give me any feedback. I asked them for, like, an application. They gave me some sort of application. I had to answer all these questions and stuff. And then they never even, like, responded to it. Like, up
I
until
knew
the
it was a
time when
bluff.
I was supposed to start coming back.
I always go
Right.
off of the basis that all communication is hypnosis and, like, nothing is literal. Everything is just, like, a bullshit communication. And I was like, this is all bullshit. They'll never terminate me. This is all just like a fucking spam email, basically. It's basically spam.
Right. So you said they ended up, what ended up happening?
Nothing. The federal government ended up withdrawing the whole thing. But I mean, at the time, nothing happened. Like, they ended up, there was a lawsuit or something, and the judge said, these.
Yeah.
But by then, a lot of people had already taken it. I mean, I work with a lot of obese black women. They are not capable of handling the injection of a fucking experimental cocktail. Like, they're already having a heart attack.
Right.
It killed a lot of people. Not a lot of people remember it, but like in April or when was it? Like March? When did the actual vax come out? Do you remember?
It was like early 2021, or
Yeah.
I think it got approved like late 2020, right before Trump was out, and then, but they were still producing it, so it was being rationed or whatever. But I think it was generally available by like summer 2021. But there was one point when they were like, if you do this kind of job, or if you're like, if you work in this general industry, then you can come and get it. Because at one point they were trying to be like, okay, we want to get these people back to work first, so we're going to vaccinate these people first. And then after that, it was like, okay, just drive up to Walgreens and get a shot in your arm or whatever.
Wasn't there also problems with like how they even were injecting it? Because like you're not supposed to put it in the blood. You're supposed to like put it in the fatty tissue of the arm, right? Remember that? And like they were injecting it wrong.
Yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised. My wife's cousin, like her entire career was ruined because she was a school teacher at like a special education school, and they started making everybody come back, and they told her, hey, you have to get it to come back. And she got it, and it triggered some sort of like, I don't know, underlying issue where she just started having seizures like all the time. So she got it, so she could go back to work, and then it turns out like she couldn't work anymore because she just has seizures all the time now.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just randomly, she has to take special pills before she drives, so that she doesn't like, maybe have a seizure while she's driving. She can't drive her kids around anymore. She lost her job. All this bullshit. It's fucking nuts.
It's kind of funny. It's like if you didn't go to college, like let's say you were a loser and you couldn't get into college or something, and all these fucking poor college students got mass vaxxed, or they couldn't go to fucking college. Yeah. So it's like if you were in a trade school or a dropout, you fucking got spared. Doesn't always pay to go to college. I mean, if you held your ground and you didn't vax, I'm sure the college would take you back now. But I bet you there's still a lot of organizations that still have like full vax policies.
Yeah, I don't know. When I went to college, I had to get a bunch of vaccines. Back in 2006 when I went, they were like, if you're not up to date, you have to be up to date on all these vaccinations or whatever. Dude, I puked my guts out the next day. Like I had to catch up on like, I don't know, 5 or 6 vaccines or something. I forget what they all were.
Jesus.
And the next day I was like puking my guts out. I was sick as a dog.
I was gonna go to India or something for vacation, and I was like, I made a schedule to like go to a doctor to get the vaccines or injections or whatever, for like malaria or wherever the fuck it is that they recommend on the State Department website. What a bunch of bullshit. What a fucking bunch of bullshit. It's like you're stupid. You're like, can you inject me with a bunch of stuff? Because I'm going to go fly somewhere and go sit in a hotel for a week.
If you really wanted to, you could go, like, especially me, like, I'm in the Baltimore area. I could literally just walk down the street and find some homeless person and be like, hey, here's a bottle of liquor. Go walk up to the Walgreens and ask for a COVID vaccine and use this name. Mm-hmm. Give me the card when you're done. Like, you could totally do that, but...
Or you could just fucking take Photoshop or, I mean, my friend made me one in 10 seconds. I was like, this is so stupid. There's no back end to this. This is so stupid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's literally an art project.
I was like, I'm not even going to give these people the satisfaction. I'm just going to... Because even if you fake it, then you still count as one.
So stupid.
God.
You go to a bar and they're like, show me your vax card, and you're like, here's my driver's license. They're like, you can't come in without a vax card. It's like, are you about to die because I'm here? Is everybody like, what the fuck do you think is happening? Like, you're delusional, sir. You're delusional.
Before you drink the poison that we serve, did you have that vaccine? So we know you're safe. Before you get fucked up and drive home, we just want to make sure
that whole fucking situation proved that our IQs are very low. No matter what people say, technically, everybody's IQ is very, very low. Like, all because of that whole thing proves that only like 1 in 400 people are actually intelligent.
for sure. Like, you realize that this is how people will behave in a situation like this.
I mean, it's just not logical. It was like pretending there was a ghost floating around or some zombie. Like, it was.
Everybody
It's
had to pretend. Yeah, it was like an Emperor's New Clothes type thing. Like, you had to pretend you saw this thing, and you got to rat out all the people who wouldn't pretend.
What that's called Emperor's New Clothes, like that. What's that? I'd have to Google it to see like.
Emperor's New Clothes, where like that huckster convinced the emperor that he was making him new clothes, but he didn't actually make him anything, and the emperor was naked, and then the emperor pretended like he could see it because he felt like an idiot that he couldn't see it, and then he went on a parade around the town, and everybody else pretended like that he had clothes on when he was naked, so that they wouldn't get their heads chopped off or whatever.
So what do you think about the polio vaccine? Like, do you think that was like the first big vaccine scam?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know too much about all the other vaccines, to be honest. Like, I don't know. I think they can be helpful, but
no, meaning that like Big Pharma, Big Pharma was like, oh, we got something safe enough for everybody, so let's cause a panic.
Right. There's like a big measles outbreak in Texas right now, apparently. Some kid just died yesterday or something.
But see, that the whole criticism of all this shit is it's not the viral infection that's the problem. It's the vaccine that's causing the problem. That's the big problem. That's And that's the conspiracy, but I don't even think it's a conspiracy. It's just like, I don't know. I think we're overdoing it with injections. I mean, that's the one. It's like take a pill, take a spray.
Yeah,
it's
why
like,
do we need like 150 vaccines? Like, maybe we could stick to like a base like of 5 or 10 or whatever, like the big things. Like, and also, why are you like one of the things I realized after we had our first kid is they'll give the kid like a hepatitis vaccine date like as soon as they're born. I'm like, why does my kid need a vaccine for a sexually transmitted disease? you get hepatitis from it's sexually transmitted. Mm-hmm. Why are you getting that to a baby as soon as it's born? That's nuts.
Well, what is it, like 300 million people in India have like permanent influenza?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Something like that. It's like, I would say it's kind of like herpes or something. Like, 90% of the population has. I
mean, I can understand getting like HPV vaccine or whatever, but like, why would you give it like to an infant? Like, I don't know, maybe give it to them when they reach their teens or something. I don't know.
Even then, they market that as like, you have no idea how many women die from vaginal cancer from HPV. Right. You absolutely have to have it. It's like, really?
You could just not be a whore.
But the thing is, there's this whole like dramatization aspect to it in every communication you hear about HPV. Valtrex.
There's a ton of people with HPV. It's nuts.
I don't know if you remember, but like, a long time ago, like Valtrex, it's like a GlaxoSmithKline herpes infection thing or something. Like, they were running ads all the time for the one a day. Like, like they would have women or men like, I can't.
Like you're breaking out or something.
Yeah.
So you got to take this pill.
Do you know what a pilonidal cyst is?
No.
So in the base of the spine, and like you can see this in a lot of porn or people but they will get an infection on the crack of their ass. And above the crack of the ass, there's this thing called a pilonidal cyst that forms. And I had it. I had to go to the ER, and they like slice your lower back open to drain all the pus.
Jesus.
He told me, he's like,
you're a porn star?
No, but the point is, in pornos, you can see a lot of women are infected with this pilonidal cyst. It's an inflammation. It's very painful and disgusting looking. But the point is, I saw this video for like some kind of product to help treat your pilonidal cyst or something, and this woman was like, I live every day in fear that I'll develop another pillonoidal cyst.
Is it supposed to be like some sort of sexually transmitted thing, or?
No, I think I just developed it because I wasn't being hygienic. It was the summer and I skipped a day taking a shower or something. I don't know how I got it. Again, it's like crotch rot, basically.
No way. Ugh, gross. Dude, if I ever notice that in a porn, I'm immediately losing my erection.
I find it kind of gross that they would like put a woman in porn who has like an infection on the crack of her ass. And they probably don't even know. Like, bitch, you got a pillonoidal cyst on that ass crack.
The cameraman comes up afterwards and like just whispers something like, "Hey, you gotta go to the doctor and get that weird fucking thing on your ass crack checked out."
Get some weird comments on YouTube. Somebody wrote, currently tending to your mom. What prison did you like best and why?
Are we live streaming right now?
Yeah. Did you know that all the planets are in alignment tonight?
If I drop the N-word, are you gonna get kicked off?
No, it's not Instagram. You can say
Say
that.
the N-word on YouTube.
You can say the N-word on YouTube. You know why?
Damn.
Because there's a whole lot of N-words saying the N-word. It's just too much. Too high volume of N-word usage to stop it.
You can't filter out all the. You'd have to start filtering for skin tone first. Like, okay, is this a white person saying it or?
The algorithm, when you have a biracial using the N-word, the algorithm just cannot determine what to do. It shuts down.
Yeah, what percentage of white is it not okay to say the N-word anymore?
Oh, man.
There's got to be a line.
There's a line somewhere, but it's got to be hard to figure out on YouTube at that scale. N-word, the N-word at that scale. Can't scale the N-word at that at the YouTube levels. But if you say faggot, you'll get taken off of YouTube.
No, I don't think so.
Or retard.
I've never had any like problems on YouTube for the most part. The only issue you can't talk about is the vaccine.
Whoops.
But I don't know. They may have changed their
I think they announced like a month or two ago that they weren't gonna
continue
filter on that
yeah.
so much anymore either.
Well, I had to take a medical misinformation policy test. It asks you the most ridiculous questions about depopulation, and you're like, is there a reason why every question on this test is about depopulation?
I remember at one point they would be like tagging your video if you talked about how it came from like the Wuhan virology lab or whatever, and now it's everybody's admitting at this point like that's where it came from. I think as of like a couple of months ago.
Did you see on the Jeffrey Epstein redacted sheets today? It said like still investigating. Like at the top of each sheet, it was like cannot release information still being utilized in an investigation or something.
No, I didn't see them. Haven't caught up on the Epstein file news today. Last I heard, they were deleting all the files or something.
Who, the Mossad?
The Mossad.
It's kind of hard to believe, but like, if I think like somehow Epstein's probably connected to 9/11. Also,
he's the one who tossed that passport on the rubble.
No, like meaning that like he was probably in the know. Like I think a lot of people were in the know that like the trade towers were going to be thermite detonated.
Why he was flying private that day.
I bet you there's a lot of people that knew Jeffrey and like they would love to tell stories about Jeffrey, but it's so verboten.
Good old Jeff.
You cannot say something nice about Jeffrey Epstein. It's impossible.
It's like Hitler.
He's technically Hitler.
Nothing nice about Hitler either.
Epstein is technically Hitler.
Kanye's gonna come out tomorrow and start talking about him.
It's kind of funny how, like, you know, he's technically like a patriot. but for the wrong side.
Epstein or Kanye?
I'm saying, like, Epstein worked. I mean, like, he's an Israeli patriot. You know, like, his work could have saved Israel, because, like, even Saddam Hussein and his takedown was so epic. I mean, you can't understate it that, like, you know, divide and conquer is a real strategy, and Israel has a lot of enemies. It's just you know.
Well, if anyone would use rape as a strategy for homeland defense, it would be the Jews.
Well, I think honeypot operations are like the bread and butter coming out of, like, you know, the spy versus spy game of the Soviet Union. And so, like, honeypots in the 90s and even in the 2000s, like, did you ever hear about that Hooker Hotel in DC where they were, like, you know, getting dignitaries and VIPs in this, like, yeah, it's like it was a confirmed CIA honeypot operation. Anyways, I'm just saying that honeypots are real, and that's not the only honeypot. Like, he might have been like he might have been a contractor or like a vendor for honeypotting, but I bet you there were others.
Right.
But like internally as well.
Most popular one.
Yeah. Jeff.
At that level, he was like, you know, in his own class. He was getting all the super popular people.
What a life. You know, they made a big deal, like, oh, he was a mathematical genius. It's like, but bitch was not a mathematical genius. He was a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, what a life. Banging 16-year-olds and hanging out by the pool all day, being a billionaire.
And Ghislaine, his, like, secretary / like, madam. She's sitting in jail right now with a black eye.
Yeah, what did she get out of it?
Why didn't she get pardoned?
I can understand a dude being like, oh, I had to bang 16-year-olds all day, but Ghislaine's not banging 16-year-olds all day. She's like,
she was procuring.
Doing it just cause.
Apparently she was in love with Jeffrey.
Oh. Damn.
It's a dangerous game. A lot of people have died in the past 20 years. To pizza or not to pizza? Pizza is the question.
I'm pizzaing right now.
I've just been eating pistachios and chocolate caramel and red wine all day. I've eaten nothing. I was going to go on a date with this local chick, but her photo, she had like a timestamp on it, and it said she was from 2022. And I said I made the reservation for 8:00, and she writes back, by the way, I don't drive. So I was like, okay, well, do you need me to pick you up? And she's like, well, you could call me an Uber. And it's, I was like, delete. Well, at first I said, give me your number and I'll call you on my way to pick you up. And then I was like, okay, definitely not picking up a bitch to go feed her, to drop her, like, delete.
What the hell? Who does that? Will you Uber me to our date? Last minute?
It's just like a huge red flag. If you don't have a car, you can't afford to even get to the date. Like, I have absolutely no desire in really meeting you.
Now, if I didn't know you, to me, this woman would sound black.
How did you know? She was from Belize.
What are you on, Tinder or something? Or
what was it? Bumble or Hinge? I can't remember. Yeah.
Bumble. Grinder.
She was not a bad looking woman, but like, I was just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Like, it's not worth it to, like, because I just went out on a date last night.
You can't start. If that's how they're starting out, like,
Yeah, total waste of time.
It's only downhill from there.
Total fucking waste of time.
By the way, I don't drive. Oh, you don't transport yourself? Well, then how do you move your fat ass?
How do you get to work?
How the fuck do you get anywhere, bitch?
However you get to work, why don't you do that to the date?
You know what I wrote back when she wrote, I don't drive? I just said, okay, great. See you soon. And then I followed up. I was like, I don't even know if she'll even understand that. Like, I was just like, I wanted to, then I was like, wait, do you need me to pick you up?
Maybe she doesn't even have a job.
I got that feeling. And like in one of her photos, it was like a picture of her feet. And then another photo was like prioritize mental health. I was like, it's like, bitch, just show a fucking photo of your face. No one gives a fuck about your mental health fucking PTR photo on your dating app. You think anybody gives a fuck?
Get to that at the dinner table, okay? I just want to know what you look like.
I don't even remember her name, but yeah, that would be so funny being like, so what do you mean by your mental health picture on your profile? What does prioritizing mental health mean to you?
Well, if a man don't pick me up on the first date and pay for everything, then that ain't prioritizing my mental health.
It means there's some sort of crazy feminist, I'm sure.
She was from Belize. And so I think, Belize has like a terrible reputation. I know this guy I know, he got kidnapped in Colombia the other day. And he literally, it was the police and they drugged him or something. And he escaped, I believe he said from wherever they were holding him. He walked back 4 hours to his hotel or something. And then he booked it for the fucking airport. He's like, I'm never going back to Colombia ever again.
I hear Argentina is okay these days, and El Salvador.
Yeah, El Salvador probably. Yeah.
Brazil sucks. Belize sucks. Colombia sucks.
El Salvador might be a great country to go to.
Yeah, I think they're getting there. They've locked up like a fifth of the population or something like that at this point, I think.
Isn't that hard to believe that like you go from being a gang-ridden, terrorist state to being a prison state with like
a prison state, yeah, the whole state is a prison now. Have you seen the pictures? That it's like they're literally in one giant fucking cage with like bunk beds that are like 10 bunks high or some shit like that, and they're just metal slabs. They're all in their like boxers and shit. Like they don't even have clothes. That's fucking nuts.
Well, they feed them though. Like it's dystopia though. It's dystopia. Like how the fuck? Yeah. What if you never even like committed a crime and you're in the prison now because you're all tatted up and you never even had the opportunity to commit a crime in the gang?
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah, exactly. Like you have tattoos in El Salvador, and you're some military guys jumping out of a truck and locking you up right away. And good luck getting a court date. That's the only reason they were able to clean it up is because I think they pretty much were like, okay, we're not giving you court dates. If we see somebody walking around with tattoos, we're going to snatch you up. And I think they were going house to house pretty much in a lot of neighborhoods, just like literally clearing people out of their homes and checking people and shit like that. They completely suspended like pretty much any sort of constitutional rights for pretty much anybody.
I have 7 tattoos, so actually I'm thinking maybe going to El Salvador is a bad fucking idea.
Yeah. Maybe don't.
That gringo has a tattoo. Let's put him in jail.
Get him.
So wait, do you think the tattoo industry like just imploded in El Salvador?
Yeah. All the publicly traded tattoo shops, they tanked on the El Salvadorian stock market the next day.
Man, you fucked my business up. I had a good tattoo artist store going, man. Now I am in jail with all of my compadres.
Yeah, they all went to jail too because they were all tatted up. Yeah, the industry didn't even collapse because nobody wanted tattoos anymore. They just locked up all the tattoo people.
Have you ever seen their soldiers like in their black capes? They look like stormtroopers.
They have capes?
Yeah, like straight up like fucking black knights. It's wild.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I can understand like maybe having like balaclavas or something because they're afraid their families are gonna get murdered by these nut jobs, but I didn't know they had capes.
Yeah, just Google it. You'll be like, holy shit, these people look like fucking Nazis.
Swastika armbands and everything. Did you see the Kanye, the new Kanye T-shirt?
Yeah, it's fucking what a genius. Fucking genius. Laziest fucking Schwartz I've ever seen in my life.
I thought it was hilarious that he did that. He bought that Super Bowl commercial, and the day before the Super Bowl, he switched his website over to just the swastika T-shirt, and then had that Super Bowl commercial for his website. Genius. I'm gonna get one for my brother-in-law. My brother's actually, I'll probably get them both, just cause.
The girl I went out with a girl last night, and like I'm looking at her Bumble photos. I mean, I think everybody is like just using photos from like 4 years ago, 6 years ago. It's like, how much weight did you put on?
Pre-COVID.
I didn't even ask her if she was vaxxed, because she's pretty beautiful girl, so I don't really care if she's vaxxed. But I mean, that's a question that will come later.
That has to be part of your filter, though, dude.
See, I'm a semen vaccinologist, scientific researcher, and I've inseminated a few women who have been vaxxed and have yielded no children. So I gotta say, Dr. Fauci created the best birth control ever in human history.
You just can't wife them up.
If you can't have a baby, like, you can't get wife. Like, who's gonna wife an infertile, person?
Right.
It's like, why am I marrying you if you can't have a child? Are we best friends or something?
Yeah. You may as well be like gay best friends or something.
That's the next gender pronoun reassignment is we're straight, but we're gay best friends.
Yeah, because she's vast.
I'm converting to Mexican. I'm a white man converting to Mexican.
Converting to Belizean. So somebody can schedule my rides to everywhere I need to go.
See, these are the kind of conversations you have in a bar, technically on a Friday or a Saturday night, but it's just not the same. Like I actually enjoy having these conversations not in the bar. But you can technically make any bar experience into a clubhouse experience if you want.
Yeah, just clubhouse it up. Dude, I remember when Clubhouse was like the new shit.
Yeah, people were
Like
so
2020.
that was when dopamine was peaking, and people were like, I'm gonna send you an invite. You're not gonna believe it. Fucking Elon Musk is on the app. Turns out the person that invited me is like crazy too. There's just a lot of crazy people out there, but Clubhouse, it's just dope.
So would you say you have a date tomorrow or last night, or what'd you say?
I had a date last night. I have 2 dates scheduled for tomorrow, one at 2 and one in the evening.
How many chicks are you dating right now, dude?
I'm not screwing anybody. That's the problem.
You can't bone on the first date.
Sure you can.
I mean, they can't.
I've read.
If they're boning on the first date, then you're like, okay, well, who you're fucking tomorrow?
Listen, I've read statistics that if you bone on the first date, you have a higher percentage chance of actually being with that person. That's the irony of it. Yeah, I read it was like 60.
But if you're eating, but dude, who was she with last night, right? And are you eating her out? And is that dude's, semen still in there?
Those are really great questions. However, the statistics still show that even if you're eating out some guy's jizz from the night before, you still have a higher percentage chance of developing a relationship with that pussy.
That's the magic formula is eating out some other dude's jizz, and then you'll be with her forever.
Oh man! I told this girl that I went out on a date with last night. She's like, "So what was your last relationship?" I was like, "Well, I really met this girl on Hinge. She was beautiful. She was 27. I really liked her. I came to her house one day, and she told me that she needed to tell me something. I said, "What is it, honey?" She said, "I sucked a guy's dick for a bag of weed last night." I was like, "What? What?
No kissing for us tonight."
What did you say?
Bathrooms on the first door on the left down there. There's a bottle of Listerine.
That's crazy, dude. I sucked a guy's dick for a bag of weed.
I know. I was like,
that's insane.
You should have seen her shut down after she said that. She was like, "Shit, I shouldn't have said that."
She's like, "Why'd I say that?" You were like, "I have 2 bags of weed on my nightstand."
We were way past the weed point. I mean, I'm just saying, like, I was just so shocked that somebody could be so stupid to like out themselves for cheating on you. It's like,
yeah, why would you say that?
I mean, yeah, but honestly, the way she even said it, she was like so depressed, and like after she, when she's like, "Oh shit, I never should have." She was like talking one word a minute. She was like pale as a ghost.
She's like, "Why'd I say that?" My first thought would have been like, "How many bags of weed do I have in the house right now?"
She would always leave her butter out of the refrigerator. I'd be like, "Why do you leave your butter like on your countertop like permanently? This is disgusting. Like, you need to refrigerate your butter."
I
right?
thought so too. My wife does that. We got married and moved in together. I was like, "Why are you leaving the butter out?" Apparently it's okay. Apparently you just leave the butter out on the.
But doesn't like bacteria form on it?
Yeah, it is okay. Well, you're supposed to cover it. You're not supposed to like leave the fan on.
It's covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's covered. It's in like a little like butter dish thing, lid over it. But
I was telling
it's okay.
He's like, "What?" But yeah, there's nothing wrong with
one stick out at a time. We leave the rest of the sticks in the refrigerator. We get through one stick and then we put the other one out or whatever. But yeah, apparently it's okay. I never do that. I always kept it in the fridge when I was a kid growing up or whatever. In my parents' house, they always kept it in the fridge. But her mom is a chef, and she just leaves it out. She just leaves a stick out on the counter all the time. Apparently, it's all right.
My friend's mom leaves the mayo in the pantry, and I'm like, even like that, I will not do. But
yeah, I wouldn't do that. That freaks me out. So how many dates do you think you go on a week?
I mean, I just kind of started back up, I guess, but I'm always starting back up. I mean, if I can do 1 date a week, that would be amazing. But I definitely filter. Like, I'm not going to waste my time with fatties.
Right.
Not going to waste time with a fat, ugly person. If you're a hot black chick who's like a cool, intelligent black chick, or like a hippie black chick, or like an awesome black chick, like beautiful is beautiful, but if you're like a hood rat bitch from the South Side and you want to go out for a free dinner, like I just know that our dynamic is not gonna work out very well.
Did you see the videos of that one black chick that got stranded in Pakistan or wherever, or India or something? And she was like, something happened with her visa and she couldn't get a flight home. And she was like holding press conferences every day at the airport, demanding that the Indian government give her like $20,000 or something. It's like it's like some fat black chick. I'm not going home until I get $20,000. I'm gonna fix this place up. Blah blah blah. I was like, typical like hood rat black chick behavior, where they think the government's just gonna give them money for no reason. But she stayed there for 4 months. She finally just got her visa problem sorted out like this past week and went home. But for 4 straight months, she was giving almost like daily press conferences telling India they needed to give her like tens of thousands of dollars. Just demanding it every day. And she was also like, this place sucks.
I saw some meme. It was like, I saw this meme. It was like, wanted to find spiritual enlightenment, so I went to India, ended up getting raped and murdered.
Right. I'm a ghost. I never made it back.
I think that's what it was. It was like she got literally got crucified or something. Like some horrific death. You know, it's like you think you're going to like a you're dealing with a lot of savages still. I mean, just insane fucking 1.4 billion people. Like a lot of fucking crazy shit comes out of that.
If you're a woman traveling alone to India, you could get away with it if you're a fat black woman. But if you're a nice fit white woman, I wouldn't be walking around on the streets out there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like literally.
I mean, they shit on the streets. They're not going to hesitate to rape you on the sidewalk.
Yeah. I'd still like to go to India, though, honestly. Like, I've been to Thailand. That was pretty great. Nice people. I like Buddhists.
I hope you weren't dating anybody over there.
No. My friend fucked a prostitute. We went to this bordello, this brothel, and it was literally like a bar, and they had like a dugout, like a baseball dugout with like 20 girls with fucking numbers on their shirts. And you pick a number, you're like, yeah, bring number 16 over here. She's like, hello. And you're like, hi, have a seat. And she's like, where are you from?
You can call me 16. It's
I know.
It's like those prostitutes who are like, don't like kissing. These chicks are like, don't even use my name. Use the number, okay? We're not being romantic here. You can call me 16.
My friend was like, he's like, yeah, bring number 10 over here. And he's like, yeah, I'll take number 10 home. How much? And he's like, $200. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? You're going to take this chick back to the hotel? I was like, she's beat. I was like, look at number 13. Look at number like 13 over there. Like, she's way hotter. Are you fucking blind? I was like, this bitch is disgusting.
Bad taste.
Yeah, he had bad taste. I was like, are you serious? She's gross compared to number 13. Look at 13, bro. He's like, nah, she's not my type. I'm like, not your type.
You should have been like, dude, okay, you lost your picking privileges. You should just pick for him. You should have been like, shut up, turn around. Let me do this, okay? I'll pick you number like 14 or something. This guy sounds like he can't be trusted.
On the rooftop pool of that hotel, there was this like hot chick hanging out at the pool or whatever. I go down to the computer lab. She's down in the computer lab as well. She's talking to her boyfriend on like Skype, and she's like, "I love you, honey. I miss you, honey. Oh, baby, I'm having the best time. I love you. Thank you so much." No, I think it was like her actual boyfriend. And then I see her go back up to the pool. She jumps in the pool, jumps into some guy's arms, starts making out with him. I was like, holy shit. I was like, fucking, you can't believe anything, you know? It's like, especially now, if you meet a chick on a dating app, I just do not believe like that, like these dating apps actually result in like much of anything, because technically everybody's is polyamorous and nobody can admit it. And, you know, like you think you're with a chick, but she's actually with like 13 other people. I mean, the latter theory is like evolutionarily that like there's already 3 replacements for you.
Hypergamy or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. See, that's like, I don't know. For me, I married a woman that I knew since I was a kid. So, like, there wasn't a lot of like, just like sleeping around with everybody you can find or whatever. Like, we always knew each other. Like, we didn't hang out too much when we were kids because I'm like 4 years older than her. When you're that young, like 4 years is a big deal. But I knew her siblings and hung out with them and all that shit. And I knew who she hung out with, and you kind of have an idea, like, okay, this person isn't fucking sleeping around everywhere or whatever. We started dating in our early 20s, and then ended up getting married in our late 20s. I feel like that's how you have to do it. Like, it has to be somebody like you know and understand, and like have a lot in common with, even like a lot of friends in common with, or whatever. I think this whole thing where people are just like dating strangers and shit like that, people end up getting into such crazy fucked up situations, and then they end up getting divorced, and she tries to take fucking everything or whatever. Nobody trusts each other. Nobody's on the same page. People get married. They're not even on the same page politically or ideologically or religiously or whatever. And people are surprised when, it doesn't work out. Back in the day, like, that's, you married somebody you probably knew most of your life to begin with. I think that's the only way to make it. Not the only way to make it work, but probably one of the most successful ways to make it work.
That's not true. You never seen the hood rat success rate on Tinder, Bumble, Hinge? Fucking people are getting married, starting big families, a lot of love getting created, a lot of morality and ethical behavior.
A lot of baby daddies, a lot of baby mommies.
Feed me! I don't drive!
Don't just feed me. Send me an Uber.
This one
me over to my plate, nigga.
I told this one chick, I was like, come meet me over at my boat. And she's like, can you get my Uber? I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get you your Uber. So I buy her Uber. She meets me at this restaurant. I buy her lunch. And she was pretty, but she was also kind of gross because she was so caked up in makeup. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But anyways, after the lunch, she's like, well, I had it. She's like,
they think we want that too, dude. They think that we want them to like take 2 hours of like caking up makeup on their face. They think that's what we want to see.
She was annoying. And then she's like, can you get my Uber back home? And I literally started laughing. I was like, seriously? I was like, have a good day. I like walked away.
Dude, how many chicks do you end up having asking you for Ubers? This is sounding like a pattern.
It's just something to tease and make fun of. But like the funniest thing is I have a friend, he's like,
I keep matching with these girls and they keep saying that like that I need to send them money to pay for their Uber to meet me. And I'm like, that's a different level scam.
Red flag number 1, I'd be like, okay, I'm out.
I was like, I could see ordering the Uber. You know where she lives. You're picking her up. Like, but if you're just going to send somebody money, like you're getting scammed, stupid.
Right.
I was like, why?
I can see getting her Uber. Like, let's say, it gets romantic or something. And you're like, oh, let me be a gentleman and get your taxi home or something. But, like, I got to get you your taxi to the fucking restaurant to begin with.
It's very rare that I've ever had a girl even like pull out her wallet and be like, can I split it with you? Because that's the custom. It's like you make an offer and then the guys be like, no, I got it, baby. But not even now.
Dude, I've seen these crazy fucking videos where these chicks are like, they don't even have to feed themselves. They literally just go out on a date like 4 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to worry about food. They just have 4 different dudes feeding them, every week.
That must also eventually get boring for the person because you realize they're really like that is such an unhealthy communication that like how do you I don't know. Don't you think they're just polyamorous then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not healthy. They're just using people to eat for free. Like most of them. They're like living life on easy mode. Eating for free every night.
The girl I went out with last night, like after we had dinner, I was like, "Oh, by the way, I gotta run back out to my car because I left my wallet in my glove compartment box. I went to the gym." She's like, "You're not gonna you're not gonna ditch me, right? Because somebody did that to me once." I was like, "No, I'll be right back."
Nah, I would never do that.
I was like, "I'll leave my jacket. Don't worry."
So she
And
was
like, I
asking
never
you.
liked that jacket anyway.
But she was challenging you though. She was like, "You about to ditch me, dude?"
She's a good looking woman, like pretty hot. So I hope I see her again. But we'll see. You never really know until the clothes come off. And then when you see like, you're like, ooh, damn, you need to go to the gym. Ouch. It's like you got a pretty face, but like you've gotten fat. And like, that's just so, like, you cannot compare when you're 32 or 35, like, and you're comparing, and like you actually see like a hot chick who's 23 and petite or 25 and petite. You're just like, you can't even compare with that. Like, you're a big, fat, fucking huge pig.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you're huge.
Yeah. Chick in her 20s. She's just naturally high metabolism, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have to wait for the clothes to come off to be able to tell. I would think unless I guess in the wintertime, maybe if you're wearing like a big coat or something.
She was hot. She was wearing like all leather pants. She had a big waist. Like, she's a big girl, but like still like sexy. And but she also she has lower back pain. She has a slip disc. And I'm like, oh, you're a fatty. You don't go to the gym. You don't do yoga. I don't know. I can't stand these girls who are like still party girls. Like, oh, this one chick I took out recently. She's like, she texted me on Bumble. She's like, we're not going to work out because you don't want to travel the world with me. You want to look at it through YouTube, and you don't support my ayahuasca medicinal journey. That was one of the funniest responses I've ever had. She was like a really hot chick from Ukraine, but like a total hippie with dreads. I was like, did you know anybody that got hurt in the conflict? And she's like, no.
Did you vote your country into war and then leave?
I am apolitical. I believe in God and not politics.
You should have asked her who she voted for in the last election.
I don't even ask questions like that. The girl last night, I told her, I was like, I slipped. I was like, I love Trump or something. She was like, you love Trump?
No, she's Ukrainian. And she's here. I'd definitely be asking her if she voted in the last election and who she voted for. And if she voted for that fucking war and then left. Because none of the guys can leave, right? The chicks can, hop on any flight and leave whenever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Vote your country into a war and then fucking leave. Nah, to me, you're a piece of shit.
Did you see what Trump said to Zelensky? He's like,
yeah, I watched like 10 minutes of that, whatever that was to him.
It was amazing.
I was laughing my ass off.
Did it remind you of a Clubhouse room?
Yeah, it was like Clubhouse. I was like, oh shit, this is Clubhouse, but with Trump and Zelensky. I was like, is this? I almost pinched myself. I was like, is this for real? This is amazing. No, this would never happen under any other president.
Mr. President, I respect the president.
I didn't vote for Trump or anything, but he makes me laugh my ass off.
Oh, JD Vance said to him, he's like, he was talking to Zelensky. He's like,
yeah, Vance was jumping in too.
He was like, you come here and you come to the United States on your propaganda tour and you campaign for Kamala. I was like, ooh.
Right, yeah. Exactly. And he did it for a reason too, because he knew, those are the only people who are keep giving them money. But at the same time, after somebody wins, you can't come over here and start, spitting in their face in front of everybody. They just pulled down his pants and spanked him in front of everybody.
Do you think they're going to attack Afghanistan? Like take out the equipment that they can't get back?
I hope not. We don't really get into anything else. You just get the Israel thing settled, get the Ukraine thing settled, and
yeah, but these are like forever wars. I mean, these conflicts are never going away.
We have to be at war for forever. I'd prefer not to. But I don't know. I've heard Trump say some stuff that was not so conciliatory to me as far as like being involved with Afghanistan. He even said after Biden pulled out, he even said that he didn't even want to pull out. He was like, no, I wanted to leave at least one military base there, which was the place that was getting bombed all the fucking time.
Who said that, Biden?
I was like, no, Trump. Trump said he wanted to stay there. After he planned that whole thing where they were going to pull out, then after Biden pulled out, Trump was like, I would have stayed there. I would have kept the base there. We had a base so close to China, this and that, and the other thing. He was talking, it was like going on for like 5 straight minutes about how he wanted to stay in Afghanistan. I was like, why? Like, why? Why not just like accept the credit for like wanting to get out to begin with instead of being like, I would have actually stayed.
Shit. What's going on with Cuba? Like, I thought Cuba was like ready to fucking collapse or something.
I haven't heard anything about Cuba lately.
Like their electric grid is down, their government is like everything. That's what I'm saying. The media is so stupid. It's just like fake news after fake news after fake news after fake news. There was something that came out about how Trump has syphilis, and that's the reason why he's yelling at Zelensky. Yeah, I'm serious. That was like a major headline today.
So that was syphilis brain that I.
Yeah, that was syphilis
brain. Talking to Zelensky.
People are so fucking deranged. It's crazy.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that video now.
Hey guys, what's up?
Oh hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
What up, dog?
It's Sean.
We're just talking about Trump and Zelensky and Ukraine and Cuba and all that shit.
Mm.
Yeah. I know. It's hot and steamy in here.
Zelensky, Trump, all the fun shit.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Did you see the press conference with Trump and Zelensky today, or whatever it was yesterday or today? I forget.
No, I didn't see it.
They're like arguing with each other in the press for like 30 straight minutes or some shit like that.
Kind of crazy. How the fuck can Zelensky rationalize like even arguing? Like, doesn't that just show that he has like no experience?
Right. If you're still trying to get money from this guy, like, why would you start being contrarian with him in front of the media?
His assistant like had her hands over her eyes, like, I can't believe he's fucking this up. Like, what an idiot.
Yeah, I saw that. She was like face palming or whatever.
He's like a coke addict. He's a straight up coke addict. He's a little bitch. Like, he's stupid. He's a fucking dumb motherfucker.
You think maybe the cocaine took over?
I just see him as like somebody being in a clubhouse room who's a toxic person. And you're like, damn, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Maybe.
He was making, he was like, if you don't fight them now, they will go into the Baltic and you will fight them there. Your soldiers will fight Russians. It's like, what? It's so stupid. These guys so.
Yeah, they'll be.
See, this is the problem. The saying is open your mouth. It's like, see that fish on that wall there? It opened its mouth. You know how it got there? It opens its mouth. It's like the fucking guy made himself into a fish on the wall.
Yep. Yeah, that was retarded with 2 T's.
Mandarin, what's up with your PTR? It looks like Ryan's herpes sore on his middle finger.
I thought it was, I thought it was a fake vagina that you make from a doctor.
A pussy pocket?
It's uncut dick.
Gross.
It looks like Ryan's herpes sore.
Danicus, are you circumcised?
Danicus? How did you know I was circumcised?
I'm just curious, you know.
B'nai Bris, my moil said I had a beautiful circumcised penis when I was a child. But I haven't been able to find a girlfriend in a couple of years to give me her latest opinion on the update. Why do you guys come on this app and talk about this stupid shit every day? It's fucking stupid.
Mandarin, do you care if a guy is circumcised?
Without it,
You're in the Matrix. Hold on.
do I like to date guys that are circumcised or uncircumcised?
Do you have a preference?
Do I have a preference?
Uncircumcised?
Uncircumcised is fine.
You think uncircumcised is okay?
I'm just kidding. No, circumcised. I was circumcised type of person.
Yeah. You were about to be the first person, the first female around here in a while that.
No, I would not say no. Come on, uncut dick. No.
But when it's erect, you can't even tell that it's an uncut dick. It's like a Diet Coke and a Pepsi challenge.
There's folds.
It's like a Diet Coke.
Is it true that if you are uncircumcised, you have a lot of like pus build up in your extra penis foreskin?
Jesus.
And are smegma infections more regularly occurring?
Apparently it's more common, but with modern plumbing, apparently it's not as much of a concern. That's what I keep hearing. Now, see, I'm very bitter. My wife wouldn't let me get our son circumcised, so every chance I get, I have to let her know, like, people don't like
Your
that.
son is not with the covenant of Abraham?
Nope. He's an uncircumcised Philistine.
Well, then he's got a big opportunity ahead of him.
Yeah. I mean, apparently, according to her, he can, always get circumcised later if he wants to. And then I don't know what you do with it after that. You put it under your pillow for the foreskin fairy or something. I don't know how that works, but.
No, you post on Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok. Yeah. Hey, everybody, I just got my dick cut off.
I told her, I'm looking out for my son, okay? Like, he's not, he doesn't have to deal with anything like that right now, but when he's older and he's got to whip that thing out,
Oh, hey, Soren. Soren has an opinion on scrotums. I'm sure he has a big opinion about Jewish schmackles. Soren, what do you think about El Normo? Is El Normo is he your Batman to your Bane? Is El Normo fighting the good fight against your IRGC propaganda? No, tell the IRGC you should subscribe to me, that I'm a valuable source of insight into the Jewish mind, which is waging war upon your nation. It's only $1 a day, Soren. It's valuable insight, top secret recordings of all your biggest antagonists in the clown house world driving you crazy.
It's a lot of work. You're coming up with excuses all day for killing babies. There's a lot of they figured out a lot of them, but they keep coming up with them. Crazy. Oh, Soren's gone.